This podcast is brought to you by the School of Advanced Study, University of London. All of our podcasts are available from our website, www.sas.ac.uk.
Alright, so this is the third panel, and we're going to be talking specifically on the UN Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, and specifically on their implementation. My name is Nadia Bernaz, and I'm a program leader for the MA Human Rights and Business at Middlesex University. And I just want to say a few words of introduction, and then I'll hand the floor to our speakers. In relation to the UN Guiding Principles, I'm not going to go into any detail, obviously, but just want to say that, and also in link to what we've been seeing today, that the UN Guiding Principles really are not about, they're quite conservative in the sense that the key principle of the Guiding Principles is the do no harm principle, and not let's do some good. And I think it's really something important to realize that you cannot just expect too much of the Guiding Principles in that way. The Guiding Principles are not about benefit sharing, for example. You can do it, you can push it in, but at the end of the day, if you look at the Guiding Principles themselves, this is not what they're about. They're really about, do no harm and do not impact on essentially civil and political rights on the ground, and not so much about social rights and about communities. One of the challenges around the UN Guiding Principles as well, and I suppose one of the gaps, depending on how you see them, one of the gaps is that there is no recognition in the principles of the obligation of states to act to control the activities of corporations outside their own territories. In other words, there is no obligation to open your courts to foreign victims, and there's no obligation to, in detail, look into what the private companies that are incorporated, that are registered on your territory, are doing abroad. Now, this being said, although there's no obligation recognized in the Guiding Principles about this, John Ruggie has been clear in the commentary of the Guiding Principles that states are still encouraged to do it. It's not prohibited to do it. And I think this is where, in a way, in terms of implementation, there's a lot of potential for the Guiding Principles, that even though there's no obligation there, in the strict sense of the term, there's still room for creativity, and certainly for state creativity to implement the Guiding Principles. So I'm hoping that this is the kind of things that are going to be discussed in this panel.